Dario, a hard-fought point this afternoon at Amex. What's your initial reflections after that game?
Probably a little bit mixed. I think it took us a little bit to get into the game. Probably that the feeling of belonging was probably a little bit missing. I know there was a lot of, we knew that if we won, we could go top of the WSL, record-breaking crowd against a very tough opponent. That sort of changed what we anticipated that they would do. But I think it was just that, probably that sense of that we belong on this stage, we belong to play here, we can play our football. So it's something that we'll learn as a group, but excellent response. Even that last sort of part of the first half, we started to get back into it, create a really, really good chance with Maddie. That keeper made a terrific save, just touched it around the corner. And we grew from there. So we addressed it at half time, and it was a simple message about that belonging. We sort of saw where the spaces were, where we could maybe exploit it, and then on the second half we were really, really, really good, and I think we got the fair result in the end.
You're talking about that message at half time. What specifically was it you said to the girls? Because it really did feel like a game of two halves. We came out in the fight, the energy and the response was immediately there. Yeah,
we're probably just a little bit off. So we worked on how we wanted to press, how our structure was. We got that wrong. So we were a little bit, the timing was off. Then when we went, we were off. So we spoke about that, addressed that, try to get that fixed, because that's a large part of our game, to put the opponent under pressure. The other one was probably the biggest message in the first one was just, girls, we belong here. We can play, we can cause them problems, and it was just probably more just instilling belief in them, because they are good footballers. They're a really good team as well, and so I think a few of the other girls also sort of gave the same message to them, and within the group as well, they spoke to each other, and we were a different team in that second half and dominated for large parts, caused them lots of issues, and on another day, you never know.
I know you talk about that belief. You could feel it within the stadium today, amongst the fans, amongst the players and the coaching staff as well. Keats coming, getting that equaliser. It must have been quite special for her, I suppose, facing against our prior club.
Yeah, it is. I think first and foremost we have to say a massive thank you to the fans for breaking the record and coming out in a morning that was raining all night and raining all morning. So they still sort of bared the conditions, and in the end it turned out to be a beautiful day at the Amex. So really, really thankful to them, and encourage them hopefully after today's performance. It was an enjoyable game for myself, and it sort of felt that energy from the grandstand that they were right behind us. They enjoyed themselves, and we need them. We need them going forward, and even more people to come and help us. But for Nikita as well, I think her effort and it's always special when you play against your previous club. But I think as a striker, she would celebrate the exact same, because she's got that hunger, that desire to score goals. So, it was nice, got us back in the game. We were dominant from there on. And then, against good teams, there's going to be times when you have to defend. And I thought we defended really, really well, especially in the second half.
Do you feel like, especially with that second half performance, we maybe deserved more than the point?
Look, probably when you go off the first half to the second half, look, it was sort of a game that could have went either way in the end. But I think probably a fair result in terms of the chances and looking back on it. The first one, it was something we knew with the early cross, so Jory was caught just a little bit out of position, so that was a little bit unfortunate, because we knew that they would be delivering a lot of crosses, and then once we got the structure better, we were really strong in that second half. But again, game of, it had its momentum shifts, which you expect with two really good teams playing, but I think fair result, and then maybe on another day both teams might be saying they could have won the game as well.
And unbeaten at home in the WSL so far this season, your debut campaign in the league, you've kind of got a solid start to it.
Yeah, I think so, but look, for me it's always, I've said to the girls, we could win 10-0, I'm just throwing numbers out at the moment, and I'll find something that we can improve on. So that's just me, and I want them to all become better footballers. I want us to become a better team. So it's always that sort of that strive for perfection, and it's impossible to get that, because you can never be perfect in 90 minutes. There's always something that's wrong, but if we keep pushing ourselves to try to achieve that, we can probably get to excellence. And there were times when we were excellent today. We were really, really good, and now it's just about, again, learning from this, and we will learn a lot. And it's just that belief that, when the big teams do come, and, Manchester United's a historical club, they've got great players on the pitch, and now it's just that once we're out there with them, that we say, we're here as well, and we can play football.
And lastly, heading into an international break before we face Leicester at home, what's that period of time going to look like for you in terms of preparing for it?
Probably a period I hate, to be fair, because I'll only be left with about 6 of the girls. But as a player, you know, it's a beautiful thing to play for your national team. So I know as well, when I was a player, it's always something special to represent your family, your friends, and everyone from your country. So I've wished them all the best. Told them all, make sure you come back healthy. That's the most important. And look, we'll use this period, myself as well, just to reflect, look back on stuff, how we can improve. So I've got a sort of a plan how we want to, but sometimes it's opponent dependent what we're going to face in the upcoming weeks. We know we've got a tough opponent in Leicester that we've got after the break, and we play them twice in that 4-week period. So we'll play in there, and I'm just looking forward to it all coming back together and going back out for match day.
Keith's a hard-fought point at home and at the Amex this afternoon. What's your sort of initial assessment of that game?
My initial assessment is that for the first 30 minutes we let them off the hook. We didn't play our game. We wasn't confident in the way we wanted to build, and you know, they put them on the front foot. But after 30 minutes I thought we dominated the game. We scored, and I thought we could go for the second and win the game. I think in the end they resorted to long balls and balls from crosses, corners, and they put a lot of pressures on us in our box, but our back line was so resilient today.
Those first 30 minutes, what was it that wasn't quite clicking, or what were you not playing to allow you guys to be dominant like you were the rest of the game?
I think it's just down to confidence and almost a sense that we belong here, we belong competing with these teams, and you know, playing our style of play. And ultimately, once we settled down and we did start to play our game, you saw what we did to United.
Yeah, Di was talking about that sense of belonging and the belief, but you can really feel it amongst this squad. You could feel it in the stands today as well. Is that something that you guys can just continue to build on and be like, to top teams, we're here to compete? Yeah,
definitely. It's nothing's going to happen overnight. It's definitely a building process, but you know, we're in the right space. You know, the first 5 games have been, you know, a building block for us now to look forward and push on for the rest of the season. You know, it's an international break, and then we've got Leicester. So, you know, for the girls that go away, come back injury free, and for the rest of those that are not going away, rest up and just be ready, because, you know, this league doesn't let up. Teams can take points off anyone. It's the strongest league in the world.
And another goal for yourself against your former club as well. How was that for you?
Yeah, it was a good feeling, you know. Obviously in my former club you want to have a good performance, you want to score, but ultimately I knew I had to do a job for the team today, and I couldn't allow my emotions to, you know, not put me in the right space. And I thought, yeah, I got that right today, and then, you know, the goal came.
And to do it in front of a record-breaking crowd at the Amex, did that make it all the more special for you? Yeah, definitely.
You know, to do it at this amazing ground, you know, I've played here a few times, and every time I've played here the feeling is just the same. Like, it's a lovely ground, and you know, it would have been great to get the 3 points, but ultimately we take points off, you know, what people perceive to be a top 4 team, and you know, we break the curse of the top 4 team, and you know, we want to really push up that table.
And I suppose a word for the fans as well, because they came out in their numbers, like I said, a record-breaking crowd. You could really feel them everywhere in the stadium today, and they've been fantastic so far this season.
Yeah, they've been amazing, and you know, we need your support. Continue to come through the turnstiles and, you know, cheer us on. You know, we're putting on performances that, you know, you'll enjoy, and ultimately we'll get the wins for us.
And unbeaten at home as well, is that a record you guys are keen to keep going?
Yeah, we've got to make sure that our home pitch is a fortress, and we want teams, if they're coming and they want to take points off us, they've got to do it in a very hard way. And you know, as I said, the team was resilient today. We stepped up when we needed to, and ultimately we can build on this performance.